All right, everyone, welcome back again. This is Adam from T-Shirt Squared, and in this sixth video, we are going to be talking about the homepage. I'm going to try and see how we do on time, but most likely we'll end up splitting this into two videos because there's a lot of things that I want to show you and make sure that you are empowered to be as successful as possible. Up to this point, I'd like to congratulate you on your progress. I know you've been putting in a good amount of work on this, and I know it's paying off for you. So let's just start off by talking about the home page itself. So if you look, the home page has got a whole bunch of sections, and it looks a little bit messy right now, but you know, we're going to clean this up a little bit. Let's start off by talking about how to control these sections in the admin area. So if we jump back into the admin and we start from our dashboard, we can go to the home page and click on settings. Now all of those things that you see are blocks, and each one of the blocks on the home page can be turned on and off, and we had touched on this in an earlier video, but I'm going to show it to you one more time. So just for the most noticeable, I'm going to take the carousel that we had worked on in the last video, and I'm going to go ahead and set it to no and click save. Now when I refresh the page, you're going to notice that that carousel disappears, right? So you can do that with any one of these sections. You can turn them on, turn them off as you see fit, and you know, you can always put things back on and turn them back off once they're live. Just play with it, see how it works. So I'm going to turn the carousel back on, and just for the moment, we're going to go ahead and leave all these sections on. We're going to leave every one of these sections on. So I'll refresh this page. We're going to bring back that slider that we worked on. Okay, so now here we've got our carousel or our slider. We've got the get quote. We will work on this so you can see it. You can see where the text is there. As a matter of fact, real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to go back into just a quick sidebar here. I'm going to go into the color scheme, and I'm going to make this a little bit more visible. Give the page a little bit more contrast. We're going to just change up these two values. Save that. Alright, let's go back and refresh the page. Okay, so now you can kind of see a little bit more contrast. I think that looks nice. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the quick quote section right here. We have a services section. We've got a portfolio section. We've got an about section. We've got some custom block section. We've got the featured products, customer reviews, and this block right here we don't turn off. The reason why we leave the contact page or the contact us section on the home page is simply because if you're a mobile user, right, or really any user, we want to make sure that you're going to use that call to action. So imagine you land on the page, you go through, you're scrolling, you're scrolling, you're scrolling. Okay, that's cool. Now think about where Contact Us is located in a lot of different sites. It's usually a link either up top or somewhere down in the footer. You kind of have to search for it. But what this is going to do is it's going to place this call to action right in front of the user as they hit the end of your page when they're done exploring you, and you've already given them enough to entice them into going ahead and checking you out, and they want to link up with you. So boom, it's right here. They've got your contact info. They're able to submit this in, and this is going to increase the number of leads that you get from your contact section dramatically. And that's why we leave it here. So that one you're not going to be turning off. However, the rest of these sections you can. So right now, again, it looks a little bit messy, but it's okay. We're going to dive into that here in a little bit. I'm going to explain to you very quickly kind of how the site's front end is coded. We really like Bootstrap. Bootstrap was created by Twitter. It's just a coding system that you can use to make things really easy. I actually have pulled up this other website. I don't suggest digging into this tool. It's not going to be very helpful for you if you don't already know how to code, and if you know how to code, you're really not going to need it. I'm going to show it to you right now, though, just so you can get a better understanding of what Bootstrap is and what that means to you. So Bootstrap essentially takes everything and lays it out into something that's very easy to work with. So there's a container, there's a row, and there's a column. Now, inside of rows, each row is basically going to be broken up into these columns, and you can break these rows up to 12 columns. So as a matter of fact, let's say we go ahead and we wanted a 2-column layout. Well, that would be of 12, 6 columns and 6 columns. So we can actually drag this over into the container, and we'll put it right here. Boom. So you notice that a new row popped up, and now we've got a column of content and a column of content. And you know, you could really do this to anything. You can make a 3-column layout, which would be 4 by 4 by 4, which would be inside of a certain row. And so, you know, essentially containers are broken into rows, rows are broken into columns, and they sort of stack and everything flows. And as mobile goes down, everything will sort of, you know, resize accordingly and stack on top of itself just like that. So that's essentially how Twitter Bootstrap works. It's, you know, what we use on the front end, and the reason why I'm telling you all this is because it's just a good thing to have an understanding of how the system works, so that way when you're gonna go ahead and edit these homepage sections, you can if you ever need to look at a code view, you can see it and make it work. Now, I know I'm talking a lot about code right now. Please don't let that intimidate you. I promise this is simple stuff. If there's any points where you're going to have to edit code, which I'll show you a little bit, it's going to be super simple. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that I'm going to do for you is I understand that not everyone's necessarily going to want this simple services layout. They may want something different. So if you guys go ahead in the comments section, write down, you know, just make a comment on describing the different kinds of layouts that you'd like to see for these sections. And again, later on, we'll do the same thing for, you know, the pages when we're looking at pages. And I'll actually code those sections out for you. We'll get a consensus, we'll take a vote, we'll see what everybody wants, and we'll make that happen, okay? So, again, don't be intimidated by this. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to edit each one of these sections using the fancy schmancy what you see is what you get editors. So if you have no code ability at all, have no fear. You can always default to this. And again, I'm always here to help you. So if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. I'm going to wrap up this video. I don't like videos to get past 10 minutes if I can help it. And I will continue on in the next video. We're going to keep working on the homepage sections, but we're going to actually edit things with the WYSIWYG editor, and then I'll show you a couple of other things. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate you. See you in the next video.